les voy a enseñar unas fotos que tomé anteayer cuando fui en bicicleta al parque de Armentia. So, vamos a ver a day in Armentia. Here's the map. This is where we started out. Then we traveled along this road through these fields till we got to this intersection, and then we took a right turn here. Here, when we got to this town, we went through it. So we went through the town. We came out about right here, and when we got here to this intersection, we took a left turn, which brought us down this road. We continued, and there was another small town right here that we went through. And then finally we arrived to our destination, which was Armentia Park. So this is the park. It's a nice wooded area, and what we did, we didn't go through the park, but we went around the edge of the park. So we traveled on bicycles along the edge of the park, but not through the park. Right? And here I am on that first road where this is right when we started out, so you can see that's me on my bicycle. I was wearing a white shirt, green shorts with a yellow stripe down the side, and white tennis shoes and sunglasses. This bike, we live in the city Vitoria-Gasteiz in Spain, and they have this really cool thing where you can rent bikes for free. So you rent a bike, I think it's 4 hours or 5 hours that they let you have the bike, and then you have to return it. So that's the bike we rented. And of course, this is the road that we rode down. We rode down this dirt road, and there were wheat fields on both sides of the road. So this is a wheat field here and another wheat field here. And in the background there were small mountains. So all these are small mountains. Some people would call them hills as well. I guess large hills or small mountains. And then finally a power line ran along the road. So this power line here runs all along this road. This next picture I have is a silhouette. This is a silhouette of some flowers and bugs. So what a silhouette is means it just has the outline of an object. You don't really see the object since it's black, you just see the outline. So there's one bug, and here's another bug. The blue sky and white clouds. So that we were very fortunate. We had a beautiful blue sky and lovely little clouds. It wasn't like horrible cloudy, it was really the perfect day. And the sun is seen in this picture shining through the thin clouds. So the sun is right back here somewhere, right behind these thin clouds, which made for I like this picture, really pretty picture. This picture is of I saw the snails here. There are snails everywhere here, and the people eat them. I'm not going to try them, but the people here, they eat them. But anyway, there are two snails that were hanging out on this flower's stem. So this is the stem of the flower, and they were just hanging out right there on the stem. And here we have several small white flowers form a bunch at the end of a stem. So sometimes you have a flower and it's just one big flower, and other times, like this one, lots of little flowers make up a bunch of flowers. Alright, and here is my husband, Eddie. Well, it's Eddie Alberto and Eddie for short. So when you have a nickname, for example, my name is Jessica, but you can also call me Jessie for short. And this is his shadow on the ground, Eddie's shadow on the ground or on the road, more specifically on the road. In the background here is a children's playground, and this picture was taken in, I don't remember if it was the first town that we went to or the second small town, but it was one of the small towns. Right here is a traditional lamppost that you'll see in in most of these small little cities around Victoria anyway. And this old building, it's an old stone building, and from what I see, they're pretty common in the villages. And here there are double wooden doors. So double meaning two. There's one door here, another door, so double wooden doors. Alright, and now we have horses in a pasture. There were 5 horses, however, 2 horses ran off back this way when we arrived, so we scared 2 of them away, but these 3 here, they were fine. They weren't scared. And then there's this rickety fence used to enclose the pasture. So here I want to talk about what is a pasture and what is a field. A field, this pasture is a field. So a field is any type of open space, really, that's used for agriculture or livestock. But a pasture is specifically used for livestock. And what I mean by livestock is animals, so horses or cows, sheep. They graze or they eat the grass in a pasture. Alright, and here's the view when we were in the park. Finally we arrived to the park, and this is the view from along the edge of the park. And in the background here, there's the small town in the background, and in the foreground there's a field. So this one here is not a pasture, it's just a field because it has, I believe, wheat. So there's a field in the foreground, and there's also the term middle ground. Middle ground is a lot less used, but it does exist. So the bushes are in the middle ground. And what's interesting here is that in English, sometimes words are combined and sometimes words are kept separate. And I think, my personal opinion is when you use them and use them and use them, the more you use these 2 terms together, the more people tend to stick them together. So I think that's why background is already one word, background, and foreground is already one word. But since middle ground is used a lot less, 2 words. Alright, and finally, we actually went in the back way to the park, and then when we got out of the park, we saw the name of the park and the letters, and we were like, oh wow, we can take a picture. So Eddie did the Hollywood thing, and he stood on each different letter to take a picture, and I took a picture of him and made yet another silhouette picture. So here he is, posing on top of each letter. And this is a great opportunity for us to practice saying, spelling out loud, practice saying the alphabet. So A, R, M, E, N, T, I, A. So this is a really good word for practice because it's got 3 vowels, E, I, and A. And here I am, I'm posing at the entrance of the park too. Not quite as daring as Eddie, but that's me on top of the stone wall. And here you have, well, somebody has sprayed some careless graffiti on the stone wall. Alright, and this is the end of our trip, where I'm all laid out on the blanket and having a picnic. So the grass was recently cut, and I was up under a large shade tree, which made a perfect place for a picnic. It was super. You know, it was just like pure luck. There was this large tree, cut grass, like, yes, that's where we're going for our picnic. So we threw down the blanket, got out my sandwich, got out my water, took my shoes off, and just relaxed. It was great. And yeah, well, there's the blanket with my well-deserved sandwich. Alright, and that's it for this English lesson. It was mainly a vocabulary lesson, and really just to get you used to listening to me speak, and, well, just anyone really speak in English. You have to listen, so I want you to keep listening. Listen to as much English as you can. And, of course, please, I would be very grateful if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel, Selva channel, and also you can visit the website at www.ingles.diselva.com.